We're going to leave you with this. Should Congress be banned from trading stocks? Should members of Congress who regularly get briefings on major global developments before the public hears about them be legally permitted to trade individual stocks? Or should that kind of insider knowledge come with restrictions on their ability to invest? Americans who take the latter position may be happy to learn that a key Senate committee has narrowly voted to send legislation prohibiting federal lawmakers from buying, selling, and owning individual stocks to the full Senate for a vote. The Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee on Wednesday voted 8-7 to send the bill to the floor for a vote. All Democrats voted in favor. All Republicans, except for John Hawley of Missouri, voted against. Before doing so, the panel made the legislations also apply to the next president and vice president, effectively a carve-out for President Donald Trump, and they changed the name of the measure. Hawley, the bill's original author, had cheekily introduced it as the preventing election leaders from owning security and investments, Pelosi, and a nod to the GOP accusations that Democrat Rep. Nancy Pelosi's husband extensive trading relied on insider information. No evidence has emerged to support the allegations. But I think none of them should be able to trade stocks.
I think this is Josh Hawley. It was an actual, a really, really big name in the Republican Party for a while now. He was one of the people who were looked at as like one of the next big things out of the Republican Party. He's kind of petered out. He was the guy who was there, who walked out of the Capitol building and waved his hand
with the fist,
and then got in the car and got driven off before they flooded the building. Yeah. He was that guy. But Josh Hawley is a Republican out of Missouri. He's the one who authored this bill. And he was getting into it when they had the panel, like I guess it was 15 of them right there. When they had the Senate panel, they were just talking about it. He got into it with Langford, and I think he got into it with Scott of Florida. Scott of Florida. I mean, Hawley was like, "Hey, I'm not a billionaire up here. This, that, and the third. I sold all my stuff before I became a senator. I got rid of all that." And he had Scott, who's a Florida senator. He said basically, he was like, "Hey, you know what? Why are we begrudging wealth? I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? Don't be mad at me. I still want to make money. Why are we angry with people for wanting to make money?" And this is their point of view. And Hawley comes back and saying, that's not the point. We just don't want you using the people's, you know what I mean? What we know from laws that we're passing. We don't need you guys using that to make money.
Yeah.
Period.
Because they're passing laws. They're taking stuff away and they're changing things. And they'd be like, well, I'm going to invest in this. And then I'm going to pass a law that's going to make this stock go up higher.
Because they know inside, because they already know between each other. They know they counted the votes. They know what's going to pass. Yeah. So let me go ahead and buy this stock now because we know we're about to put X amount of billions into whatever bill this is, or we're going to take billions away from there, or we're going to, deregulate or regulate this industry. So I know to pull or put money in based off of this stuff right here.
And so that way, maybe they want to raise the federal minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Why I got to raise it? I'm making my money. I worked with a lady one time at Safeway, and she's probably still there. I hope she retired. She was the head of the union. And she was like, yeah, I got a union meeting. I was like, were you going to help everybody get a raise? She's like, no, I already got mine. I don't care about nobody else. I was like, damn.
That was a tough one right there.
Yeah, I was like, damn, she said that.
I mean, everyone's on Nancy Pelosi because they're saying she's worth like $240 million, right? Off of $174,000 a year salary, notwithstanding that her husband was already a million, like he had tens of millions of dollars before all this even happened. He was already investing in property, all kind of stuff, stocks, whatever he had. This is not to say, 'cause I know there's a whole app right now that's used to vote just like Nancy Pelosi. There's like this guy made an app. I'm not sure he was like a college kid or whatever, made an app saying, hey, vote like Pelosi. He's getting better returns than most of all the, no joke. And I like Nancy Pelosi. I do. You know what I mean? So this is not the basher. I'm not just, hey, coincidence is coincidence with me. I believe that it is what it is. Something's not right. You should not be making the rules that govern, the stock market, or even knowing where the money's going to go, or knowing who you're going to take the money away and be able to say, oh, now I get to also cash in on the results of this, because already, it's already insider trading. Every one of you should be violated for insider trading. Because only go get the ones they want to go get for it. You would go to Wall Street and get them for the exact same thing that you're not able to be gotten for. Scott, man, you should have heard him, bro. It was like this dude. He's basically admitting to what he's doing. I'm not doing any insider trading. You are.
Yeah.
There's no way that you cannot be, because you know what's going to happen.
But remember when the Americans tried to do it? Remember the GameStop stuff, folks? Remember when do you remember that?
Yep.
And then they shut down the apps. They're like, oh, y'all can't do that. When we do it, it's bad. You know what I'm saying?
And that's not even insider trading. That was just basically us saying, you know what? We're all going to push this stock up. That's not insider trading. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not, if me and 20 of my friends would say, hey, let's all invest in this stock. That's not to say, or let's all short this stock right here.
Yeah.
That's not insider trading. That's just not. You can do whatever you want with if I know information that is saying, oh, this company, if I come out and I'm like, okay, this company's quarterly earnings is going to be this, and it's not going to be released until tomorrow, and I go out and sell all my stock based off of it, that's insider trading. Yeah. That's what that is. That's not to say people can collude and say, hey, let's all put our money into this company right here. There's nothing wrong with that. It's when you have information that's going to lead to something falling or dropping based off of real information that nobody else should have. That's different.
Which they're doing now. Because, I mean, like, you got, what's his name? Who's the vampire-looking bald guy that's from California that's married to one of Trump's family members?
That's a cold
Stephen
way
Miller.
to put it.
Stephen Miller. There we go. You know, he owns stock in all the people that are
the
deportation stuff.
All the immigration.
So he
facilities.
just got paid.
Yeah, I mean, when you're pushing this is how you get insider trading things that truly happen. When you're the people pushing the bills, you're saying, oh, let's go ahead and push to put these people in facilities. Oh, let's go ahead and fund states now to put 680 or whatever, 600 something $million in the states, putting more people in these facilities. And then I'm investing in them at the same time on the side, but then I'm pushing for the administration to get this done. That's what you call insider trading, man. Yeah. That's exactly what that is. So let's hope that this passes, but we just saw a kind of a blueprint of what's going to happen. 8-7 with all Republicans voting against it, except one. They really had an 8-7 vote the other way. If you look at it, they really did. And then one Republican votes with the 7 other Democrats that give them 8-7. What's going to happen in the Senate? The Democrats don't have a majority in the Senate. Even if 2 or 3 Republicans act like they want to be chivalrous and say, I'm going to vote against this, like they always do, they'll grab a few of you guys. Hey, you're always against this kind of stuff. You go ahead and vote with them. But let it be 50-50. Then what? You bring in J.D. Vance, 51-50, and it just so happens to fail. We tried, you guys.
We didn't try nothing.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They do it all the time. But what do you guys think? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Should Congress be banned from trading stocks? And with that, it's Uncommon Courtesy. Until next time.